Good afternoon, everyone. Well, I hope before I end my remarks, which will be very brief, that we'll have another thing to cheer about, because if we're talking about innovation, there's innovation going on in the field in Cincinnati right now. 6-3. Anyway, it's my pleasure to join here, and thank you, Gordon and Jesse, for your wonderful leadership on the Meeting of the Minds Conference, and thank you. I understand we have visitors as far away from Amsterdam, Vancouver, Philadelphia, Seattle, where I was born, by the way. Visited Vancouver a lot on the weekends. They're all here to give comments, to respond to the big question, can innovation drive economies, help us sustain living environments, help us be a greater city and a smarter city? And certainly I think we can. I've been embracing innovation for quite some time. In fact, the last 2 years, ever since I sat down with this company called Twitter some 2 years ago, and they expressed to us that they wanted to stay in the city. And that got me going as the new mayor, the interim mayor of the city, and started me dialoguing and connecting up with what Gavin Newsom was doing in Mission Bay and all the other wonderful things that we were setting up from an infrastructure side to try to help in a biotech field and life science field to create an innovative spirit in the city. And I think that mayors across this country now understand and know and are dialoguing with each other about how innovation can help all of us as a country. It's no longer just a city, but I think, and I will get a chance to confirm this in months to come as the chair of the U.S. Conference of Mayors Task Force on Technology and Innovation, to confirm that technology and use of data and opening that data up and being freer about the way we run government and make it more collaborative, this innovative spirit is going to really impress upon all the mayors and all the great urban settings around the country to innovate their way out of this economic doldrum that we still continue to have. In San Francisco, I embraced innovation in a big way. I made a job creation, innovation part of my 17-point economic plan for the city when I first began. And as I ran as mayor and started articulating, everyone was saying, 17 points, you got that many things to do? Well, I've got thousands of things to do, because when you make job creation your centerpiece, you've got to take a look at where job creation is. And this is in San Francisco, 1,600 technology companies that are located here, 225 clean tech companies, over 100 biotech companies located here. And this is why we call ourselves the innovation capital of the world. But we're not just going to rest on those numbers. They're here for a purpose. They're here because they felt that San Francisco has an environment, has a calling, if you will, has a philosophical embracement of character that supports innovation. And innovation, we have never considered that to be simply technology by itself. We've learned through those years that technology alone doesn't just walk into the room and take over everything. It has to be combined with a spirit of collaboration, of a willingness and an understanding that people from all different skill sets can come in and solve problems that government has for many years kind of done in silos. And I met with over 200 community-based organizations this morning who are part of our grantees to provide better services for our youth in San Francisco and to engage in families and deal with education challenges and after-school programs, all the things that somehow in the past years our state has abandoned and our national dialogue has abandoned. Right here in San Francisco, the community-based organizations are telling me they want to embrace technology as well. They are really on the ground with our challenged youth in all the schools and after-school settings, and they need technology. They need a government, and they know that I've been with them to not only give them support by grants, but we had a great conversation about capacity building in our communities. having the capacity to deliver services at a higher volume, at a greater depth, at a more quality. And the only way you can really do it with less resources is to use technology in a collaborative way. So in many ways, we've been practicing this. You heard through your 3 days here already, and you heard from our Director of the Environment, Melanie Nutter, talk about what we're doing on issues of sustainability. You heard from John Walton and his work in the Department of Technology. You heard from Jay Nath, my Chief Innovation Officer that I put right into the Mayor's office to help me connect up with all the technology companies and really identify their skill sets to help all of our 60 different departments deliver better services and to engage them in everything that we do. You heard from Liquid Space. You heard from Alexa Arena from the 5M project. These are wonderful, wonderful examples of how we're dialoguing. But it's not just the talk that's doing it. We are actually finding very practical innovation, practical applications that are going along with it. As John Walton mentioned earlier, we've been one of the first cities to open up our data, and not just to one or two companies, to the public, because I think we have to have that spirit of openness to anybody who would want to use that data in any way that they can, in a convenient way. And the Open Data Project for us has been, I think, one of the most important things that we've done to encourage entrepreneurship, to kind of curry this shared economy and allow people to create from that. We also have other programs that we've created as part of the innovation, and we're displaying a lot of those for this month. You know, I declared the month of October not only as Orange Month, because of the play on the field, but we took the opportunity to declare it as Innovation Month as well, to expose a lot of our technology and our tech-savvy companies out there and create with OpenCo and all the other wonderful companies there to help us create an atmosphere where there's open houses with all our technology companies, and they're inviting people in and kind of identifying all the wonderful things and diverse things that they're doing. At the same time, with job creation being the center part of our theme, we created platforms such as Improve SF, an online social media platform that allows and engages crowd solutions to a lot of our government challenges that we haven't been able to do in our kind of single way for many, many years. We've opened up that dialogue online. People who are working at home or in their companies can actually spend time online through Improve SF, helping us to identify those things that we're not doing well, whether it's getting Muni on time or finding parking spaces easier, or just having apps that allow our hundreds of thousands of tourists that were here this past weekend navigate where the best restaurants, bakeries, hotels, and views of Blue Angels and everybody else, where are they best viewed from? These are wonderful applications that help our city become even more successful. We also created another program called Hire SF. That's a platform that we co-created with our partners in technology. SF City, as you know, is our tech chamber of commerce. They came up with the idea after we asked them that we wanted to create more jobs. How do we do that? And so Hire SF became a program where they merge all of their hiring onto a website that's shared with the city of San Francisco, so we can direct people to that website and get job responsibilities and job positions centralized in one place. Tech SF, another program that we created through our collaboration with the cities, is about training our future workforce, utilizing an $8 million grant from the Department of Labor as initial source, but then creating education programs that are reflective of the criteria by which technology companies will hire in the next 5 years. They provided us with the kind of talent, the kind of skill sets that they want. We're turning that into curriculum and working with SF State and with our city colleges to turn those into curriculum that people can use, whether they're returning veterans or people in their mid-careers or youth going through the local colleges can actually access that as curriculum. And then the promise is they go through that curriculum through TechSF, and then at the end, we have companies that have committed to hire them directly from those, whether they're designers or people in their marketing or customer service. So this is wonderful collaboration that we're going. And then we're not afraid of stealing ideas as well, or borrowing ideas, I guess that's a better word. When the White House announced that they would do White House Innovation Fellows, within, I think, 48 hours, we decided, well, the mayor's office can do that too. And so San Francisco now has a Innovation Fellows program where we're looking at academia, whether it's SF State or University of Berkeley or University of San Francisco, all the other Bay Area schools around here can then come in as Innovation Fellows and join me at City Hall to tackle whether it's a 1 year or a shorter time program for these fellows to help us innovate solutions to our challenges. And it's not just the academia. We've actually expanded that program to include companies in San Francisco who will lend us their top staff and get paid sabbaticals to work with the mayor and or our departments for a period of time so that they can help us use their creative juices, not just when they're at the companies, but take some time off and then help us tackle some of our problems that we have yet to be able to solve and provide some solutions. Well, all of these initiatives combined together is what I wanted to let you know was kind of our real secret sauce, besides the Giants winning. It's our secret sauce to making sure that innovation is a key driver to the way we run government, the way we improve government, the way we collaborate. And I think one of the most important things that I want to address to all of you is that we have to have government let go of the way that they've been doing things. And I've been letting go for some period of time when I realized that government wasn't the creator of the best ideas. They usually were the ones that created the bureaucracies and had you check off and run you through the mill before we got any services done. It's such a bureaucracy, and I've been part of that. But I've been quite unsatisfied with it in my 22 years of working in government. So coming to this age where we realize there are a lot of interests from our technology companies to be good citizens, to help, and also at the same time to create businesses and entrepreneurial spirit as part of that open data and sharing of information, that we have a lot higher levels of collaboration going on with our private sector. We have a lot more collaboration with our nonprofits. And so I think that the role of government now is really more of a convener for all of these great relationships to be established. And as we do that more convening, and as we understand the creative spirit that we're trying to engage with our private sector and our academic sector and our science sector, we realize that we're really on the way to creating a wonderful gem of San Francisco. But it's not just happening here. It's happening in all the other cities you're hearing about. It's happening in our Bay Area. Small cities like Fremont and Campbell and others are picking up on this spirit and working on it at the same time. I think that our cities, because of innovation, are now on our way to being co-creators as well as collaborators in this effort for solutions to long-standing government problems. And I know that the spirit of innovation is going to be reflected in some brilliant, brilliant ideas that we get to share with all of you. Ideas like and accomplishments like the ones we hear just this past week when UC San Francisco and Gladstone Institute in Mission Bay had one of our senior investigators awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine. That's the kind of world-class ideas and innovation that's going on. So this is a wonderful time to be in San Francisco. It's a wonderful time to not only be a great sports fan, but also be a fan of innovation, of the linkages, of the understanding that innovation is a good platform, a good spirit to drive economies, drive job creation, drive more innovation out there, that people can really feel that they don't have to be in government to recreate government, that you can be in collaboration with us. And I'm going to be a mayor that's going to invite that to happen, because I know at the end of it, our youth, our people that work here are going to enjoy their lives more. They're going to see a lot more sustainability. The interaction with reducing our footprint on the environment is going to be that much more, I think, solidified if we have the private sector engaged with us. I've always believed that government cannot be the solution finder. It's got to be that collaboration going on, and we've got to just be able to open up even more and engage our public in a very creative way. So this meeting of the Minds Conference is wonderful. I want to thank all of you for sharing that information. We're going to continue sharing, and we're going to continue building an economy that shares with a lot more people from all different classes and cultures. And we're going to reestablish and continue to reestablish our city as not just a great city in California. It's an international city, and we've got great contributions for the rest of the world to see. Some cities will suggest to you that what happens in their cities should stay in their cities. In San Francisco, what happens here, we want the whole world to know it's happening here. Thank you very much, and congratulations.